Welcome back, quizzes, to TriviaTime, where the questions are tough, the answers tougher, and bragging rights are priceless. You've got 10 seconds per question, so think fast, trust your gut, and maybe pray a little. Here's what's on the menu today: Answer Smash, History Reimagined, Fact or Fiction, Jeopardy, Chain Reaction. We'll tally your score at the end, so grab a pen, keep track, and see if you're a quiz wizard or just lost in the trivia wilderness. And of course, subscribe, smash the bell, and drop your score in the comments so you can flex your trivia muscles to the world. Alright, enough talking. Let's play Trivia Time. The first round is Answer Smash, where you combine two answers into one clever merged answer. Question 1. Combine the title of this famous painting with the daughter of Marge and Homer Simpson. The Mona Lisa plus Lisa Simpson makes the Mona Lisa Simpson. Question 2. Combine the name of the planet pictured here and the 33rd element on the periodic table, represented by the symbol AS. Mars plus arsenic makes Marsenic. Question 3. Combine the dog breed pictured here and the US state where Montpellier is the capital. Golden Retriever plus Vermont makes Golden Retriever Vermont. Question 4. Combine the name of the actress and the duo who had a 1965 hit with the song I Got You Babe. Emma Watson plus Sonny and Cher makes Emma Sonny and Cher. Combine the band pictured here with the 1997 film starring Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. Boys to Men plus Men in Black makes Boys to Men in Black. Question 6. Combine this popular TV show with the sport played using a shuttlecock. Breaking Bad plus badminton makes Breaking Badminton. Question 7. Combine the name of this Disney film character with the largest city in Switzerland. Zazu plus Zurich makes Zazurich. Question 8. Combine this musical instrument with the name of the singer famous for hits such as Walk On By and I Say a Little Prayer, who is also a cousin of Whitney Houston. Accordion plus Dionne Warwick makes Accordion Warwick. Question 9. Combine the cartoon pictured here and the British pop band that formed on the reality TV show Popstars, The Rivals in 2002. Powerpuff Girls plus Girls Loud makes Powerpuff Girls Loud. And finally, question number 10. Combine the name of this kitchen utensil with the colorful candy-filled party decoration that kids smash open at birthdays. Rolling pin plus piñata makes rolling piñata, and that's the end of this round. This is the History Reimagined round, where you have to name the historical figure from their modern-day AI look. Question 1. Can you name this historical figure? Hint: he was exiled twice. That's right, Napoleon Bonaparte. Question 2. Who is this man? Think British. And that was Henry VIII. Question 3. Who is this lady? Hint: think of famous paintings. That's right, it's the Mona Lisa. Question 4. Who is this man? Hint: think musical. That is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Question 5. Who is this? Hint: think of painters. That is Vincent van Gogh. Question 6. Who is this handsome young man? And that is Alexander the Great. Well done if you got that. It was a tricky one. Question 7. Who is this distinguished looking gentleman? That is George Washington. Question 8. Who is this man? Another tricky one, Leonardo da Vinci. Question 9. Who is this lady? Hint, think of the wives of Henry VIII. That's right, Anne of Cleves. And the final question of this round, who is this man? Well done if you guessed Isaac Newton. And that is all for this round. Fact or fiction? Guess whether the statement is fact or fiction. Question 1. Tomatoes were once thought to be deadly poison. That is a fact. By the 1700s, many Europeans had a fear of tomatoes, believing them to be poisonous. In reality, the acidic fruit leached lead from pewter plates used by the wealthy, causing illness and death. Question 2. The Great Wall of China is visible from outer space. That is fiction. This claim has been debunked many times, but remains a common misconception in popular culture. Question 3. The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in one. That is a fact. Frederick Baugh, the inventor of Pringles, requested to be buried in one. His family honored his wish in 2008, placing some of his ashes in an original flavor can. Question 4. Some turtles can breathe through their butts. That is a fact. They accomplish this by having a pair of accessory air bladders connected to the cloaca, which can absorb oxygen from the water. Question 5. Humans share 98% of their DNA with bananas. That is fiction. However, about 60% of our genes have a recognizable counterpart in the banana genome. Question 6. Albert Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel. That is a fact. He was offered the presidency in 1952, but turned it down. Question 7. Sloths can hold their breath underwater longer than dolphins. That is a fact. Every 10 minutes, dolphins need to come up for air, but sloths can hold their breath for 40 minutes. Question 8. Napoleon carried a rabbit's foot in every battle for good luck. That is fiction. There is no record of this. Question 9. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the building of the pyramids. This is a fact. The Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed about 2580 to 2560 BC. 2500 years have passed. Cleopatra lived 69 to 30 BC. Question 10. Coca-Cola once contained trace amounts of radioactive radium for energy. This is fiction. However, Coca-Cola once contained an estimated 9 milligrams of cocaine per glass. In 1903, the fresh coca leaves were removed from the formula. This is the Jeopardy round, where you answer in the form of a question. Question 1. This US state is the only one with a one-syllable name. What is Maine? Question 2. He is the only Nobel laureate who has also won an Oscar for screenwriting. Who is George Bernard Shaw? Question 3. This African country's name comes from the ancient Greek word for red, referring to the nearby Erythraean Sea. What is Eritrea? Question 4. This Russian novel features the devil in Soviet Moscow, a giant talking cat, and the line, "Manuscripts don't burn." What is the Master and Margarita? Question 5. This element with atomic number 74 is named after the Swedish word for heavy stone. What is tungsten? Question 6. This world capital is the highest by elevation, sitting at over 3,600 meters above sea level. What is La Paz? Question 7. This composer's skull was stolen in 1809 and wasn't reunited with his body until 1954. Who is Joseph Haydn? Question 8. This country has won the most Olympic gold medals in boxing. What is the United States of America? Question 9. This 2006 film starring Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale centers on rival magicians competing for the ultimate teleportation trick. What is The Prestige? Question 10. This term describes the gradual increase in loudness of music. What is a crescendo? And that was the last question for this round. And the last round is chain reaction, where the last letter of one answer is the first letter of the next. Question 1. Which US state is known as the land of 10,000 lakes? And that would be Minnesota. Question 2. Which Greek hero in Homer's Iliad is killed by an arrow to the heel? Remember, it has to start with an A. And that would be Achilles. Question 3. What is the term for a dramatic monologue in a play where a character speaks their thoughts aloud, often while alone? That's a soliloquy. Question 4. Which bright, tangy citrus fruit is often used in Japanese cuisine, including in ponzu sauce? And that is yuzu. Question 5. This German term, popularized by Nietzsche, means overman or superman and describes an ideal superior human. And that is Übermensch. Question 6. Which European city hosted the Summer Olympics in 1952? Remember again that it has to start with an H. That would be Helsinki, in Finland. Question 7. Which hormone is essential for regulating blood sugar levels and is deficient in people with diabetes? That is insulin. Niamey is the capital of which African country? And that would be Niger. Question 9. Which British scientist coined the term dinosaur, meaning terrible lizard, in 1842? Remember, his name has to start with a Na. That would be Richard Owen. And the final question. Which 1942 painting by Edward Hopper depicts 4 people in a downtown diner late at night? Nighthawks. And that was the end of the final round. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, quizzes, pencils down. Time to see how you did. Here is your trivia scorecard. 0 to 14, lost in the question zone. We'll send a search party. 15 to 24, Fact dabbler. A notable effort, my friend. 25 to 34, casual genius. You know your stuff, most of the time. 35 to 44, smarty pants. Walking, talking, brain power. 45 to 50, quiz wizard. You're basically a trivia sorcerer. Drop your score in the comments. I want to see how you stacked up. If you enjoyed playing, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss a quiz, and share this with your friends to see if they can beat you. I'll be back with more trivia fun next time. Until then, keep those brains buzzing.